3, 2, 1.
My name is Eric Slater. I'm a member of ATU Local 241. We're in front of ATU 241's offices here. A meeting was called of the membership to discuss the ratification vote that's coming up on the 24th. We got very little information about this, about negotiation. So a group of us started asking questions about what's going on. So that's when they started this meeting, to have an official meeting to claim that they had discussed it. They did not build it. There was only, I think, about 10 people there total, the executive board members. Most of the officers were not there. When I entered the room, President Hill asked me to speak to me privately. Of course, I know this trick, and I said that we can only discuss this in front of other workers. And that's what we're doing right here. He then said he was going to call the police, picked up his phone and said he was calling the police. This is a union hall. Police should not be in this place.
And he called Ron Willis, his attorney.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And made a statement that this meeting is only for working members.
Yeah, well, Ron Willis is a lawyer that works for the local. He has no business telling us what to do. What tells us what to do is the membership, our bylaws, our constitution. That's our organization. No one else decides. Okay, so during the meeting, he's giving his description of what's going on. Briefly, I'll say I asked to raise my hand. I simply wanted to know and clarify what he said to make sure it's correct. So I'm going to do this again here. My understanding is President Hill stated that he met with the assistance of the mayor, the current mayor he's talking about, and CTA. And CTA brought to the union negotiators that they wanted this contract, this short contract, done before the DNC, the Democratic National Convention. And so that was their ask. President Hill said, well, we wanted a lot more. Things like an 8-hour guarantee I heard him mention, and other things that the ranks do want. And he said that they weren't going to do it. In fact, they threw a whole bunch of stuff that were takebacks, right, which they often do in negotiations. So he claimed that he had to do the best that he could was this 4%. So the question we were trying to ask, which he refused. So I raised my hand, he called on me, and then he said, you know what, actually, I'm not going to let you speak. I'm going to let other people speak before you, right? And while the police are en route. So he can wait out, and he explicitly stated he was going to wait for the police to come so we couldn't speak. Keep in mind, I'm a 3-time executive board member, ran for president against him in the last election, and I was illegally fired by the CTA. And he himself testified under oath against my return to work which is currently going on. So then he doesn't allow us to speak. Then he decides to exit the hall. He's called back, shamed, because he's leaving the hall when the meeting's going on. He's the chairman. He decided this is something he's done maybe 300 times. I've seen him in the last 20 years. I watched him. It's his MO. So finally he comes back and he says, all right, y'all, we're leaving. Ending the meeting unilaterally before I or anyone else could speak on these questions. So here we are. I'll say there's a few points here for coworkers. There's a 4% raise on the table from July 1st to December of this year. Nothing from what you worked the previous time. It's approximately $30 a pay period if you're on top pay and you're a bus operator. If you had less money than that, it's a lot less than that. And then they're going to take deductions. They're going to take your health care, they're going to take your pension, they're going to take taxes out of those things. For that $20 a month, is it worth it for us to accept this backroom deal that was done without our permission? It was a backroom deal without any information. We were going, all 3 of us here have been going to the meetings for the last 6 months. We are not getting any information other than we are negotiating. We meant to negotiate. At the last minute, they played this game against us before a mass membership meeting could occur so we can formally direct them. So our meeting, our ratification vote's on the 24th of June. They're going to do this before we can have a serious discussion, and they're just closed down this discussion, right? They're having their private Facebook meetings where only Facebook people they want they're excluding all kinds of members who are in good standing from having this discussion. Why? Because the city administration wants labor peace during the Democratic National Convention. They do not want the most powerful union in Illinois not under contract. They want us. They don't believe the union officials for good reason. They want us to promise that we won't strike or have any other job action or have a press conference and talk about our working conditions, the unsafe conditions that we face, of the bad service the passengers are so angry that they're ready to fire the president of the CTA, who just, by the way, got a 33% raise, and they're giving us 4%. For our self-respect and dignity, we should, as a principled manner, vote this down. And even if we don't, we should take a look at the percentages and find some encouragement to do more, to take back our local. But if we were to do like the Canadian local just did about 2 weeks ago, they had about 1,500 workers, I think 1,579 in an ATU local. They voted 88% against the TA. And the union officials were like, great, you support us, you want more. The city administration better listen to you or you're not going to have buses and trains. And the ATU International president supported it. So how come we're getting so much resistance from the union officials on our decision? Why are they coming to the garages and telling us how to vote? As a principled matter, we should vote it down and demand a better deal. We're worth more than this. I'll finish on that.